I bring it every day. 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 When does she bring it every day? Often does she bring it every day? Knitting, crafting, singing every day. When does she bring it every day? Cooking up something hot on Friday night. Come and stop by. I bring it every day. Every day. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in this morning. I see Mr. Joshua Gabriel, good morning. Hello. Saying good morning, and he's first. Thank you so much. We got cruising is fun anytime. Miss Cheryl, hello. I don't know if Jeremy's there, but hello. Good to see you. See you in about an hour. We have handcrafted by Jackie. Good morning. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning. And Suzanne, morning. Nice. Well, thank you all so much for coming in. I appreciate it. This is Monday's always interesting. Love Crochet Babe 65. Good morning. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for coming. All right now. And Jackie's saying hello to everybody. All in the chat. Sorry. Bad reading. Let's see. Yes. Perfect. Now, did you get some sleep, Miss Jackie? And how are you feeling? Yeah, it's been weird. It's been a weird, a lot of germs running around. I've been scratchy for like a week, which is terrible. So I'm hoping that that goes okay. But anyway, today's Monday. This is the I Bring It Everyday channel. My name is Kelly. And the idea of the channel on Mondays is to do a little motivation to get our week started out on a positive note and to just get our heads right to get started. Yeah. Well, there's 4T. Hello. Good to see you. All right now. Thanks for coming in. Yes, you're doing better. Okay, you're doing good. All right, Jackie. And how are you feeling, 4T? It's late, I believe, where you are. Yep. Okay. All right, so we got this. So let's see. I'm going to just today I don't have anything like I'm very my mind's all over the place, and this is what happens when you let I bring it every day, think too much over the weekend. Well, I have some quiet time. But we're just trying to get our day started quickly. And one of the things, and if you guys want to share, I had kind of on my mind was, do you have any regrets, just life decisions? And if so, what did you, maybe not a regret, but was there something that maybe you did that didn't work out? And then how did you fix that adversity? And that's the question for today. And I see hats on a mission. Welcome. Good morning. Thanks for coming in. All right, so let me find one thing real fast here. And I gotta make sure I lock down. Trying to avoid the fun people in the morning. Okay. Let me get in here. And yes, this is great. But anyway, thank you so much for all of your help. The channel, really, I guess, on my mind this morning was really that sometimes you need some help and you can't do everything alone. And that was kind of what was on my mind this morning. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And that's kind of like, if you think about it, it's mentorship and it's support. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. All right now. So I tried to lock down the live just a little bit. And we'll see if that works. All right now. So we did that. Yeah, just in case. Yeah, anything interesting. But I'll just show you some of the quotes that were on my mind. So anyway, so let me just talk a little bit about support. And so the thing is, and when I asked about regrets, I'm sort of talking about adversity or things that didn't work out in your life. Like, what did you do to fix it? And those are kind of the things that, those are like basic life skills that you have to have, right? So, and then like success is kind of one of those things where some people can be successful on their own, but when you sort of dig deeper with a lot of like famous people and things like that, they have had a lot of help, whether it was partners, spouses, family members, mothers and fathers. things like that. And then like in the I'll just say like in the entertainment field, you can't just go and get into a movie and become an actor. There's a certain number of steps that you have to do, and so you need your agent, you need your manager, and things like that. So those are people who are, even though you pay them, they're sort of mentors. They sort of guide you on the right path, or on the path that kind of gets you to closer to success. And that's what I'm talking about, support. So you have family members, and so usually somebody in your field will help you out. So if you think about a carpenter, carpenters just don't become carpenters. They have to go through a series of steps to get to the carpentry license or whatever. And usually they're an apprentice under somebody who's more experienced. So that talks to the mentorship, and then they become adept at what they do. But it takes time and practice. And the one thing that I've noticed, and this is just my view on life, especially meeting a lot of people on YouTube, and especially younger people, is that they want everything to happen overnight. And really, there are no overnight successes. If you kind of look back through history, I don't think there's one, actually. And like I said, if you look at most successful people, they had some help. And whether it was, it was many from many places. So I just want people to kind of keep that in mind, is that you can do a lot on your own, but sometimes you do need people to help you out. And yes, let me see. So we have 4T. That's on a mission. Deborah the fam. Oh, hey, Deborah. Good to see you. Just trying to see. Oh, April Showers Network. Hello. Yes, good to see you. So welcome in. So those are the two thoughts that I had today. So the bottom line is you do need some support. So speaking in terms of YouTube, I can sort of break it down that way as well, is that you're nothing without your subscribers and your viewers. So you have to realize that you have to be grateful for any support and the fact that people actually come to your channel. And also, but you can't necessarily do it by yourself. Yep. So those are kind of the 2 points that I want to say today. But the third part is, I don't want people to have regrets, because when you think about life, my understanding is, and I don't know, if you believe in a spiritual thing, if you believe in God or a higher power, but they say that all the things that you go through life sort of lead you to a certain place in life. And I'm still figuring out my life, believe it or not, at this point. Because it's really not simple. Some people, their life just sort of goes and it goes, and they succeed and they grow and things happen. But I've always had to sort of work at whatever it is I got. And so the thing that I would say, just my personal experience, is that I had to sort of set goals, sort of keep it in my vision, take steps to achieve the goals, and then and then reevaluate things as I went along. And I always had to do that. Always had to do that, and I always had to retool. And so don't be afraid to retool. And that's what I mean by a regret. Like if something didn't go your way, you have to kind of go back and retool. But just remember that all those steps lead you, hopefully, to the best outcome. And let me know what you think about that. Yes. Okay, and Cicely's here. Hello, Cicely Simmons. Good morning, Kelly. How are you doing? We're doing great. So it's Monday morning, so I just want you to think that don't be concerned if it takes you time. And that's the thing. I think a lot of younger people expect everything to happen overnight. It really doesn't. A lot of things, when you learn like a new skill or something like that, you have to practice. So somebody like a carpenter who's an apprentice, they're gonna be taught side by somebody who knows what they're doing. They're going to pass along a lot of the steps that kind of keeps you from failing. I won't say failing, but that keeps you from hitting the bumps in the road, from hitting the wall. And they can also show you, little tips, and it's great. Yeah. So I think, like, you can't, if you need help, it's never, don't be ashamed to ask for help, because a lot of times people will help you. And a lot of times people like to share, what they do. Yep. Let's see. So let me see. To Princess Amira. Good morning. Good to see you. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, Deborah, thanks for sharing. I hope he's doing well. So I'm not gonna read it out, but I'll leave it on the screen for you. But yeah, Kenneth's going through some stuff. Aw, that's a shame. But yeah, that's a tough diagnosis. I used to work sort of in mental health, so I understand the whole bipolar disorder and the treatment and the situations that arise from that. So I know more about that than you would be surprised. And so mental health is a big thing, and that's one of those things too. You know, if you find that you're struggling a little bit, and I'll just sort of dovetail off of that. Is oh, what time is it? It is now 8:16 a.m. where I am. To Princess Amira, yeah, and she's saying hi to everybody. Or yeah, she's saying hi to everybody. And yeah, so that's the thing. You know, um, like you shouldn't be afraid. See, failing isn't necessarily a bad thing. Failing means that you're going in the wrong direction. And so that's something that you really have to realize, you know, as you go along. And so a lot of people, like I have really high strung family members, and for them, failing was like, you know, it was like death. I won't say death, but you know, it made them insane. And I said, listen, you know, like you just have to retool. It's okay. But anyway, let's take a look at some motivational quotes, and these came up this morning. So so here's the thing. This is Truman Capote, and he said, failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor. And a lot of people say, now this has not happened to me, but a lot of people have said that they have gotten as low as they can go, failed. And then when they got to the bottom, the only place they went was up and they skyrocketed. Now, I cannot personally speak to this, but this is what a lot of people say. And Truman Capote is saying, yeah, it's failure. So, in other words, failure is going to be part of the process for most people. And once once you become successful, it's going to be sweeter, definitely at the end after you've gone through some adversity. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Yes. Oh, thank you for your kind words of encouragement. And that's really the plan of the channel, is just kind of to start the week off in that way. But yes, yes, that's it. And if you want to connect with each other, if you type my name, Kelly, Kelli, it will drop your channel link in the chat. So, and then this is Jim Rohn. Yes, isn't that great? Yeah, and I had, like, at work, I had somebody at work who did that very thing. They failed so bad. I mean, like when I tell you, they were last. You like, so you know, when you're in sales, they always rank you. It's terrible. So it's constantly in your face how good or bad you're doing. I'm laughing because I remember that used to like cause me agita. You know, I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, are you serious?" But for me, the sad part was I was always in the middle, and I have this middle issue. Like I cannot. I'm always in the middle, never at the bottom, never at the top, always in the middle. So when you're in the middle, people kind of overlook you when you're in the middle. Yeah. And so, like, but nobody ever complained or nobody ever said, hey, you need to do this, this, and this. Like, nobody ever said anything. It was never a word, you know? So the people at the bottom, those are the ones that they were whipping, you know, say whipping into shape. And so when you're in the middle, you kind of get lost. Like, it's terrible. But this one girl went way down to the bottom. I mean, she was like dead last at over like 200 people, and seeing her name up on that screen like made her crazy. But she said, I just cannot stay here. This is terrible for my mental health and all this other stuff. And then the next year, she went from number 200 to number 1. And it was crazy. And I said she definitely lived that low. So very interesting, right? Oh, I see Jamie is here. Official Jamie, welcome in. And Kenneth Wilkinson, welcome in. Yes. Oh, what's the weather forecast? Let me see if I can type it in. So if you type in weather, space, and your zip code, you can sort of see what's happening. And let me just get in here first. Got to get into the control room again, and then I can type the weather. But I'll tell you what it is. I think it's right now. It's in the I think it's in the high 50s. But I'll let you know in just a second. Yes. But anyway, good to see you guys. Yeah. All right, now so let me go here. Get into the live chat, and I'm going to type weather. I'll show you how to do it. Okay. All right. If only I can spell weather. Yes, I'm using my old computer as my second one, and it's going, nope. I'm going to pick this one here. Yes, this is always pretty down here. So, Jamia, okay, there we go. So, Jamie is in Florida, and she's Palm Bay. Nice. And cloudy, temperature of 64. It's a little chilly, and the wind is blowing west northwest at 13 miles per hour. Current humidity is 68, so it's kind of sticky. And let's see. Hopefully, this will work. Nightbot's a little slow. Oh, and Kenneth is saying good morning, princess. Oh, nice. Yes. So hopefully, anyway, but that's how you do it. You could put your zip code or you could put your city state, and usually it works, but I don't know. Nightbot's kind of going a little slow this morning. I'm gonna take a sip. Mm-hmm. All right. But let's do a couple of quotes. So that quote was pretty good. I like that one. And then this is Nelson Mandela, one of my favorites. And you see this all the time. But he says, it always seems impossible until it's done. Yep. It always seems impossible until it's done. And that's Nelson Mandela. So that's kind of another thing, too. Because a lot of time, if you do, if you just start, I mean, that's really what it is. If you start, and like I said, it doesn't matter if it's perfect. You know what I mean? You just have to get started. And that's really a lot of things. So in other words, you can't procrastinate and you can't overthink it. And so you just have to say, okay, I'm going to do this today, right now. So it's right now. You got to do it right now. And yes, yes. Oh, so it's raining in Rhode Island. That's what Kenneth said. Oh, wow. Yeah, and it's supposed to be raining here. It's overcast, but I think the sun's trying to peek out. It's doing its darndest. Okay, of course it's not working. All right, let's try this one. I'm kind of in the middle, so let's see if it'll work here. Let's see, we got two Princess. Good morning. Amira saying good morning again. Yep. Oh, okay. Her own counsel quote by Oprah. Okay, yep. Yeah, and Oprah's got some good ones too. But let's see. So we'll go to that one. All right, so there's Philadelphia, 56. It's going to be 8 miles per hour winds. Current humidity is 93. It's always humid. Pretty humid in Philadelphia. Yeah. So this is interesting. This is Helen Keller. She was the deaf and blind author, speaker, all this stuff. And she said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Or nothing. So that's scary. Isn't that scary? Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. So the thing is, I think a lot of people, if you reach a certain point in life and you don't feel like you're where you should be, a lot of people just give up. Oh, and I'm a neighbor? Oh, nice. Very nice. Yes. But there it is. So Nightbot can do it does some weird stuff. Yeah. But the key thing with this one is, you have to be adventurous in life, or else it's going to be really boring. Because life is really short, and that's another thing that I've been kind of letting people just sort of ruminate on that a little bit, is that you only have a certain amount of time, so you have to get on it. And not to be morbid, but when you think about it, like there's been a lot of passings in the news lately, and so I'm just thinking about Angie Stone, the singer. She was 62, 3, 61, 2, 3, somewhere in there. Pretty young. And, it sounded like she had more work to do in her life. And, but she's gone, and that's kind of the way life is. You're here one day, you're gone the next. And so you have to sort of, put all of your, ducks in a row and make sure that, you have plans, that you have plans, and that, everybody's taken care of. And apparently, just reading a little backstory on her, was that she was pretty much taking care of everybody, her kids, her grandkids, and everybody. And and that's a lot of pressure on one person. And especially like a woman, in America, like women don't earn as much as men do, generally speaking. And that's a lot of pressure to have to take care of the kids and the grandkids and everybody else. And I think she was even taking care of other family members. So very interesting, like her story. And she's done, you know what I mean? So just remember, you only have today, right? As far as we know, we only have today. Yep. So make sure you make the most of it. And that's really kind of the I'd like to put the period and sort of bring everything back in full circle is that, you have today, what are you going to do with it? And it's Monday, and you want it to be a positive, day. And if, when people are negative around you, you know, I would say just don't get rid of them, but like you have to remove yourself from a negative situation because all of those things that hit when you're around negative people, all that stuff rubs off on you. And even when you're around negative, even negative music, news, news, which is extremely negative, and so all that negative stuff, you have to remove it from your life because it will rub off on you in a negative way. So if you surround yourself with positive people, always try to look to the positive aspects of life. It does help you get through, and I really think it helps mental health. And and that's something that I've been sort of dealing with on, the YouTube and things like that and social media. Because I'm sort of new. I still say I'm new to social media. And I just say, well, a lot of times you do get negative reactions and negative remarks from people and things like that. But I have to remember that, hurt people, they always say hurt people. And that it's really not a reflection of me per se. It's usually more of a reflection on them. And that's what I would say to anybody out there is just try to keep yourself in a positive mode and you should ascend appropriately. So there it is. And let's see, here's another one. Yeah. All right, so we did that one. Ah, here it is. And this is George Eliot, author. It is never too late to be what you might have been. George Eliot. It's never too late. So you have today, so you got to make the most of it. So what are you going to do? So that's the question to the people in the chat. What are you going to do today that's going to move yourself forward in your life? And and thank you for the like to Princess Amira TV. Appreciate it. And anybody else, please give a thumbs up. I appreciate it. And then, Deborah's saying, I told Kenny that I love when you go to the market and the flea market. Oh, I enjoy it so much, which is really bad. It's good and bad because I could actually go almost every day. It's so much fun. And for me, one of the things that I've been sort of doing is trying to get to walk more. And where we live, it's a really dangerous walking because the road that we live off of, people fly. It's a country road, so people come flying down there like 80 miles an hour when it should be about 30. And so you really have to be careful. And my one neighbor walks, and every time I see him walking, I'm always concerned for him because the cars are just flying around the corner. So it's very tricky. But we end up walking kind of in the flea markets. We walk in the mall. We're like the old people. We walk. We don't walk in the mall often, but we go here and there. And then we have a couple of parks nearby, so that's what we do to sort of get the blood flowing. And I recommend that to anybody. Get out of the house. Even though I appreciate you coming on YouTube, get out of the house and get a little bit of air today. And actually, the sun is out here, so make sure you do that. You just see in my the way I live my life is that I have balance. I try to balance and not get too crazy about work, school, all the things. So I remember when I was working and I had my kids at home and we were doing all these things. It was definitely like a pressure cooker, and now that that's over because my kids are grown and they're on their own right now. I definitely feel a lot less pressure, and I know for a fact I was carrying a lot of stress, even though I was walking and working out and eating reasonably well. I still had a lot of stress. And I don't know if you hear about this cortisol, but I had the cortisol belly. And look that up. Cortisol is that hormone. It's a stress hormone, and your body's supposed to dissipate it. But work got really weird, like toward the end of my career, and I was under a lot of pressure, and I definitely like blew up like a balloon. It was really strange, and it was definitely around the middle. And the minute that I stopped working in that area, the belly went down. And and I would say, if you have that stress belly, I call it, be careful. Be careful. That means you got to get out and start, relieving the stress, however you can do it. You know what I mean? And so just make sure you do that. Okay. Okay. And three, Chris and me, good morning. Good to see you. And let's see, Deborah's saying, I want to know what beauty routine you do. Your skin is so beautiful. I'm trying to figure out a routine. Oh, thank you. Well, this is the thing. I will say, um, for me, I was never into like recreational stuff. Um, so that was number one. And then number two, like I've been hearing like a lot of these movie stars. Now this is so anyway, there's this channel that I watch, right? And I'm not going to mention the name, but there's a channel. This lady was obsessed with movie stars. I thought, and part of her channel, she would do biographies of movie stars, but then she'd throw in their beauty routines. And I forget who it was. I want to say there was a woman in Hollywood that was a Christian, and I just cannot remember who it was. It wasn't Jane Russell, but it was somebody in that vintage. And this woman said she slept 8 hours a day, and she refused to go to Hollywood parties. And her whole thing was sleep. So it was number one, it was sleep, and then she didn't do any like she didn't drink alcohol and things like that. So that was a big thing. And then so I definitely try to get my sleep. Like, and I'm not a 12-hour. I think she's maybe slept 12 hours a day. I'll have to look up who that was. But anyway, but this woman on this channel would talk about these women's beauty routines. And some of this women would say, "Oh, I put milk on my face. Oh, I moisturize or whatever." But this one lady, I remember her sleeping was kind of interesting. And she worked out, of course. All the Hollywood people have to work out because they're fit. They're on TV. Every time you go in front of the camera, it puts like 10 pounds on you. That is for sure. I do. The few times I've been on TV or something, yeah, it's brutal. But that's like a big thing. So for me, it's sleep, no drugs, and then I've been drinking a lot of water like lately, and I think like people are drinking too much water. But I'm always dehydrated. I'm not really sure like what that is. What's up with that? Like, am I eating too much sugar or salt or whatever? I don't know. But I'm always like the one that's like, I need water. I need water. I need water. So my body like screams for it. So if you can get your water tasting good, I would say do that. So that's what I do. But anyway, but thanks for asking. Yes. Oh, let's see. Gulf Coast Granny's here. Charlotte. Hey, good morning. And thanks, Kenneth. And let's see. Jamie is working on building her garden beds. Yes, and my husband actually started planting the seeds already. So we have these little seed containers inside because it's still pretty. I mean, it's still pretty chilly here. So he started doing that, and hopefully we'll get something. But I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, we last year we got some garden beds already built, and they weren't like crazy expensive, but it was decent. And yeah, so anyway, so back to those movie stars. Yeah, those people. Yeah, so anyway, this woman was really obsessed with Hollywood, and so she did all the women, all the famous women that were in Hollywood, and that's kind of what they did. But I just cannot remember who that was that did that, and I remember the sleep, and I went, wow, I don't think I sleep that much, but this woman was very disciplined about that, and I remember that being kind of okay. So she may have something there, you know what I mean? But I am lucky that my family, we do look a little like our skin is okay in the family, knock on wood. So let's see. All right. So I like that. So here we go. And I like this one. I like this other quote too. I'm gonna throw this in before I go. But this is Albert Einstein. Not a fan of him. Read the story of his life. His family life was trash. I'm just my opinion. And but this is an interesting thing. He says, try to become a man of success. Try not to be, sorry, let's try it again. Albert Einstein. So he said, try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. There we go. That's Albert Einstein. So let's do it again. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. And I think that's not bad. I'm kind of digging that one too. Albert Einstein. So there we go. 44 degrees. It's cold. Yeah, you guys are. Can't believe it's that cold down there. Oh, okay. So Kenny sends much love. Thank you, Deborah. Oh, I love it. And terrific routine. Yeah, there's not really a routine at all, But I definitely, feel like, especially as like I said, since I removed a lot of the stress, I am feeling better, I will say. And I think that's part of it. And then my husband and I don't know if you've been around, Deborah, but we have been trying to cook and eat as much at home as we can. And I think a lot of people, and this is my opinion, that the fast food and stuff well, food is kind of it's definitely a quotation, because whenever you're eating a lot of the packaged food, it's really not that good for you. And it's interesting that the United States has become quite lazy and complacent about what we're putting in our bodies. So I would say to anybody, try to eat as much fresh fruit food as you can. So whether it's just like, instead of going to the fast food place and getting the chicken nuggets, buy a chicken breast, cut it up, wash it, season it. You could put it in the air fryer, or fry it on the stove, and you can make decent chicken nuggets yourself. And it really doesn't take that long. Just for example, French fries at home are a little tricky, I will say. I mean, they're not the same. But most food, if you really like some of the food that you eat out in the market, you can make your own. And I saw an article for any of you guys who have Aldi in your area. Aldi has pizza dough. They have plain pizza dough, and I think it's $1, and it comes in a little baggie, and it's in a ball. It's a ball of dough. It's pre-made. I don't know what the ingredient list is, but take a look at it. And I always say, make sure you read the ingredients and make sure that it has 5 or less ingredients. And then, but anyway, if you don't want to make your own dough, you can buy it, and it usually, it doesn't last long. It doesn't have a long shelf life, but you can make your own pizza. I mean, so instead of going out and buy it and ordering one, you could make it yourself. You'd have to get a couple because they don't give you a lot of dough, but it's actually a pretty decent dough. And apparently, they have one that has tomatoes and peppers in it already in the dough. And I was like, what? So I have to go check it out, and I have to let you know if I happen upon that someday and get it. But they do have pizza dough. That's something you can make at home yourself, and it's really not that hard. You can put as much meat on there as you want, or as little, or veggies, or whatever you're working on. You can do it. So I think that's the thing that a lot of people, because they think cooking and stuff is hard. You can definitely do better if you for yourself, eating as fresh as you can. So I'm eating those fresh fruits. I'm eating those veggies. Get those. If you even if you don't like vegetables, just try a salad, find a decent dressing, and then go for it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where we are. It's really try to take care of yourself because it's hard out here. And don't become complacent just to go get fast food because it is easy. But you got to remember, what's the net effect on your body? What's the net effect on your mind? Because a lot of people, and I can't remember where this study was done, but about 6 months ago, there was a study that said that a lot of people with depression are eating fast food or eating processed food. And when they say processed food, they're talking about ultra processed food. And there's a definition, and you can look it up. But they say that like what you put to your body really has an effect. And thank you, Tuber Chat, for coming in. Word up. Yes, and poor Gulf Coast grannies. Cold down there. Yeah, 44 is chilly. And Jamie is saying very true. Yep. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Miss Deborah. So Deborah said I gained 9 pounds in a month from going to Burger King and Taco Bell too much. Yeah. That stuff, I'm telling you. And listen, tacos are so easy. I mean, you can do your own. It's not that hard. Get those flour tacos. If you like flour, you can get the corn tacos, the shells, you know what I mean? Not the shells, but the tortillas. You can get the corn tortillas, the soft ones. There's flour tortillas, the soft ones. They're around $1. Each one is around $1. And the thing is, you can get the They have stew meat. I forget what they call it. But there's sort of you can use usually the cheaper meat is like the stew meat or the chuck roast. You can cook that, chop it up, slice it, throw it on a taco, put all the stuff that you like, the cheese and all the other stuff. Get some peppers, jalapeno peppers. You can get those. They're actually jarred ones you can get. You can get the fresh ones, but the jarred ones are pretty good and you can use them quick. Like you don't have to worry about chopping those up and getting that stain on your hand, getting it on your hands and burning your eyes out, which I've done. Things like that. And it's easy to make a taco. Taco's nothing but tomatoes, cheese, the meat, you know, lettuce, and then the shell. And then if you want to put a little hot sauce on there, you're good. So there it is. I mean, like, stay out of those places. I would say, if you want to save your life, get out of there. I'm telling you. And yeah, but 9 pounds is pretty shocking, Deborah. In a month. See, that's bad. Yeah. So let's see. And then, okay, Charlotte's saying, I make my own salad dressing. It tastes very good and is so quick and easy. That is true. And the other thing that's easy to make is actually mayonnaise. A lot of people, buy it in the jar. It's actually pretty easy to make, and if you look on my favorite site for food is called allrecipes.com and all ALL recipes. And that is that shows you how to make all that stuff. So there's salad dressing in there. A lot of people just put lemon juice, or you can even do any citrus. There's lemon, orange. What's the other one? Lime. And if you have any of those in your house, you can make a really good dressing that way. Yep, a little bit of olive oil, any spices you like, throw them in there. Onions, garlic, boom. Put it in the jar, put a lid on it, you're good to go. And there's no weird stuff in there. And the thing is, a lot of the dressings have sugar. So you got to be careful of the salad dressing. And it might be high fructose corn syrup, and it might be sugar, but you really don't even need sugar in half that thing. Yep. I see Deborah saying hey to Tuber Chat. And Shatika Woods, good morning. Yes, grand rising blessings. Thank you so much. And then, okay, Gulf Coast Granny, we just put onions and cilantro on our tacos, sometimes cheese and taco sauce. There we go. Yep, onions and and fresh cilantro is the best. And it's cheap at Aldi's. I think it's about 60 cents. Can't beat that. Just wash it, boom, you're gone. But hopefully in the summertime, you can grow a little bit. Cilantro doesn't last long, but we have grown a little bit. It was good. And my husband liked going over there and chopping it off. We had a little tiny herb garden on our windowsill in our kitchen, and that really worked out great. Yeah, that's a great recipe site. I use it weekly. Yeah, Gulf Coast Granny. Yeah, it's a good thing. So anyway, I'm just gonna we'll sum it up here. But anyway, I want to say first of all, thank you for all the support on the channel. I appreciate everybody who comes and hangs out with me. It's pretty awesome. And Sweet Pea said good morning. Yeah, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who supports the channel. Don't forget, today, just try to make today positive. Try to eat better. We talked a little bit about eating. And really, really take care of yourself. I think since 2020, it's been very challenging for a lot of people, mentally, for the mental health situation. And you find, like I said, my husband and I sort of started eating better around 2022. And, he's lost weight. He lost about 15 pounds really fast. And and he doesn't exercise, so that's really good. So if you can drop some weight, treat yourself better. And definitely he's looking a little bit more chipper, these days, I think, than he was at that time. Because he's hooked on, he likes the soda pop and all the other stuff, you know. And, we've been drinking a lot of water, and I'm always filling these up. Like we got these stainless steel cups or whatever. And this one, I got one of these straws, like from a like a convenience store. This is like a Slurpee straw, which is bad. But sometimes we'll get a smoothie. That's the one thing we do get when we go out. So we'll get like a fruit smoothie, and they always give us those big straws. But I just started carrying these around and keeping them in the house and trying to just remind myself to drink. But because I'm online, I do a lot of this, so I don't have a problem remembering to hydrate. But that's the other thing that I've been trying to do. But I really think if you start doing that, you'll feel a lot better. But like I said, but don't be afraid to, try new things, get out there, make sure you start this week out. And just remember you have today. And, like I said, little steps will get you far, and try to keep that positive view on life, and try to surround yourself with some positive people. So we got some positive people in the I Bring It Everyday channel, and I appreciate you all coming through. And, let's do it. And that's it. So let's see. And I'm going to say thank you to Drizzle Stank, my who does my theme song. And he's awesome. And I love him so much. And I hope he's out there somewhere. He's out somewhere in Cyberland. And I really appreciate him coming. So I'm going to play out a couple of minutes, and we'll see. Oh, yes. Have a blessed week. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming in for tea. Good morning, Becky. Good to see you. And of course, this won't play. All right, now. Well, anyway, but I'm going to say thank you so much for coming in. And like I said, make today a good day. I sound like that. I think that's a song. Have a great week, and you know, do something good for yourself, and do something good for the world. That's what we're gonna do. Yes. Oh, Diamond Ring Girl, hello. One of the neighbors. Yes. Good morning. Been lurking. Thank you so much for coming, and good morning, and thanks for coming in, Becky. But anyway, we'll see you all very soon, and take care. Bye bye.